We're live. We're live. What's up, y'all? We are officially live. It is 2 o'clock on Sunday. Hopefully you can hear me. If you're on here, say hello. All right. So I just want to first off take this first initial moment to say Jerry Lewis just died. Let's just take a moment and acknowledge the news that I just got that Jerry Lewis passed away. He's 91. I mean, that's a good life. Jerry Lewis, man, I saw him in the national tour of Damn Yankees in Houston, Texas in the 90s. Say a little moment, send him a little joy and happiness. All right, so I wanted to make this my official first monthly YouTube live. I'm trying to up my engagement with y'all because I feel like I'm really killing it on the video content. If you didn't see Stranger Things, the musical, it came out on Tuesday. It is on my YouTube. It's also on my Facebook page. It's actually, what's going on YouTube, because Facebook actually is killing it in the views. I got almost 60,000 views on Facebook, and on here it's 13. I'm not complaining, but thank you for joining me, y'all. I'm gonna be giving away some stuff a little bit later in this live. We're gonna do this live for 30 minutes, but before I do, I thought it would be kind of fun to just let you guys ask some questions. I'll answer whatever questions you have. Steven's not here, of course, because he's on Broadway doing Hello Dolly right now. But Sundays seem to be the perfect day because I'm here. And being that I'm between jobs right now, as we like to say when an actor is unemployed, I'm between jobs, but I actually have no acting work currently lined up. I'm here to talk to you guys. So throw out your questions, throw them in the chat here. If you can see the chat, I'm going to say hi to you guys in chat. Hey, y'all. If you saw Stranger Things the musical, tell me what you liked, what you thought of it, what you want to see next. I want to get you guys your ideas so that I can keep engaging with you. So something that I want to talk about as well is the fact that there are a bunch of Broadway shows closing right now. And this is normally what happens. I mean, when you really think about the life cycle of Broadway and theater, especially in New York theater, this is the time of year where, the shows that got through the summer, because summer, so this is typically, if you don't know, this is typically how it works in New York. Summer and Christmas time are the two biggest chunks of ticket sales, right? And Broadway is for-profit theater. It's all about ticket sales. People got to make their money. So you'll normally see shows close after the summer. If they've had a really good summer, they'll announce that they're closing at the end of the summer and try to get that last boost before summer ends and the tourism and everyone goes back to school, right? Tourism ends, everyone goes back to school. Then you're going to see some shows open right before Christmas, and then you'll probably see a bunch of other shows announce that they're closing in January, February, because January, February is always a really slow season because everyone goes back to school from the holidays. So this is normal. I'm sad to see the Great Comet. I got my Great Comet shirt on. If you've not bought your Great Comet t-shirt or tank top, go to BroadwayLifeApparel.com. You can get your own. More about that later. But Great Comet should have probably run a little bit longer than it's going to. And I think that they got some bad press. And it's just one of those shows that the way it was structured and the way it was built, if it doesn't have a big celebrity name in the show, it's not going to run because they're not going to bring in the audiences. And that's unfortunately what most shows need right now. If it doesn't have some sort of striking press, I mean, Dear Evan Hansen, just because of its topic and it's touching on a younger audience, I think that's part of it. So anyway, I wanted to kind of touch on those. I saw On Your Feet this week, which closes today. but I'm sure they'll announce tours going out of that. And I'm going to see Dear Evan Hansen this week, and we're seeing tonight. Steven is free, so we're going to go see The Play That Goes Wrong. So I'm trying to catch up on all my theater. It's so cool. That's what I want to tell you guys. I announced like on Facebook that now I'm currently unemployed between shows, and so I can't really afford to pay a lot for tickets, but I want to see stuff because I don't know if you've noticed, there's a lot of drama and painful stuff happening in the world right now, especially here in America, if you're not in America. And theater for me has always been what heals that for me and helps me escape it. It makes me feel, it helps me feel world, because I think creating art is the best antidote to what's happening. So I got such a great response from people, and one of the acknowledgments people gave me was to go to TDF, right, the Theater Development Fund, and become a member. If you're in New York City, you're a student, or you're a union member, or you're a performer, it's so easy to join the Theater Development Fund, and they had tickets to The Play That Goes Wrong tonight for $40. I'm seeing Miss Saigon next week. I got standing room for Dear Evan Hansen, not through TDF, that was through somebody else. And I bought tickets to something else, and TDF made it super affordable. So if you're a student and you're not a member of TDF, I can't believe I've never joined TDF up until now. I've been in New York literally 18 years. Yesterday, I realized I have been in New York for 18 years. Oy, that's crazy. So join TDF, check it out. TDF, I think it's tdf.org. tdf.org. You should join. All right, so I realized it was 18 years this week that I've been in New York City pursuing a career on Broadway, and this is where the topic that I posted comes into play. My dream since I was like 6 years old in Texas was to pursue a career on Broadway. I knew it very early, and I knew that was it. That was all I wanted. I was very tunnel vision about that. I knew Broadway was the goal. And I also knew that I sort of knew it was going to happen in a way, but I had a lot of doubt because I was growing up in a small town. And this is what I want to really touch on, because without getting too political, I had a very small mentality. And I think it was from growing up in a small town. And mind you, when I grew up in Texas, the internet was new. So we didn't have smartphones. We didn't have everything that I think is really challenging people now, because you really had one news source when I was a kid, right? You had the TV, and then internet came around, but people didn't really rely on internet, right? So TV was it. 24-hour cable news didn't start then. So everyone got news from the same place, whether you liked it or not. And now what I'm noticing is, so in a small town, everyone just sort of believes the same thing. They all have the same principles. They go to the same churches. They go to the same events, and they share the same thoughts. And it's the same thing in Manhattan, right? If I only choose to go from my apartment to the theater, I'm only going to hear what I hear from the people around me. But if I take my headphones off on the subway, if I challenge myself to think differently, which I think is uncomfortable, right? A lot of people are very uncomfortable right now because of what's happening in the world. We're being forced to think differently. And we're being forced to look at the world because it's in the palm of our hands. And what I've realized is, this is something that kind of came into my thought this morning. When I hear somebody say, "Make America great again," I hear the word "again." And I think, wow, okay, again means some point in the past, America was great, right? So we're supposed to try to dig up some part of our past. And when I look at the past, just in my own life, when I look at who I was 10 years ago, I don't want to be that person anymore. I liked that person. He was a good person, but who I am today is so much better. So when I think, like, if I were to say, make America Bret again, which, you know, you can buy a hat that says that because it's a joke, but I think, wow, I like who Bret is today because he's grown, he's changed, he's evolved. And there's probably there are some things about me today that could change even more, that could be even better. And I am working very hard to do that. But when I hear somebody say, make America great again, I think that they're saying to me, let's put you back in the closet, right? Because that's who I was in the past. I was a closeted homo. Let's not allow interracial marriage, which was a time in America where that happened. Let's allow slavery, which was a time in America where that happened. If we're going to dig up the past and say, make America great again, then we're not actually making America great today. We're trying to create some bit of the past. And so I think that's been a really hard challenge for me with what's happening in the world, because I think about the past and it is literally digging up a lot of my past. You know, my family and I do not agree on the same politics. I've become much more liberal minded, and I've had to be because, you know, there's only one party in the American country that wants to take away my rights, and it's not the Republican Party. Sorry, it's the Republican Party. It's not the Democratic Party. And I don't even really consider myself a Democrat. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. It's been a real challenge for me to understand how to bridge that gap for myself, because when I feel people are voting against my own rights, I take it personally. And then to see people being treated the way they're being treated by that particular party is ultimately where I stand. It's like, I just don't know how you can support people who say and do the things that those people do. That being said, it digs up a lot of my past. It's stirring up this, like, things from my childhood that weren't pleasant. High school was a very unpleasant experience for me. A lot of bullying, a lot of uncomfortable feelings, not being able to talk about who I was, to stay closeted, you know, and that was a small town mentality, because I had to protect myself in this small town to a degree. But I also think back on that time and think I could have also been more supported. And that's where a lot of this history and stuff and just trying to, like, figure out where I belong is coming in. And so I share that with you because I encourage you to not limit yourself to what makes you feel comfortable, right? Don't limit. If somebody wants to show you who they are and it makes you uncomfortable, sit with that, good or bad, right? They show you who they are and it's uncomfortable. Wow. Okay. Well, what do I want? How do I want that to be in my life? Does that really affect me? If that's how they choose to be, is that person's choices going to really affect me, or can I allow them to just be who they need to be? However, if somebody shows you who they truly are and they're making policy, they're making governmental policy, that influences the policies that they're making. So I encourage you, like, one of the things as a life coach, I talk to people about a lot is, you know, if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. Right? There's this quote, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. It's true. Once you've pushed yourself beyond what you're comfortable with is when you start to see yourself become the person you want to be. And I know that from experience. It's uncomfortable to sit with your feelings. It's uncomfortable to try to open your mind to people who think differently. And I compassionately understand, you know, both sides of what's happening in this country. but I also look back on my past and think I don't want that to be the past that we live in. And ultimately, if it's not going to affect me, right? Then I'm going to let you be who you need to be, and I'm going to vote so that you are granted the rights to be able to be that. So those are my little bits of advice. I hope that helps somebody today. So let me talk about some giveaways. Okay. So if you haven't checked out BroadwayLifeApparel.com, can I share that on here? I've never done this. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you definitely need to check out Stranger Things, the musical, if you haven't yet. You guys in here, if you're in here, say hello. Give me a little comment in the group chat. So check out Stranger Things, the musical. It's on my YouTube channel. It's also on my Facebook, and please share it. I'm trying to get that to get so many views. I really want somebody at Stranger Things to see it because I'm super proud of it. And I think the cast is unbelievable. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that I can get some more content coming your way. Giveaways. So BroadwayLifeApparel.com, if you've not checked it out, we make apparel that is for Broadway fans by Broadway people, right? So this is my Great Comet t-shirt, 1812. It's got the chandeliers from the Great Comet in it. We also have a tank top and a t-shirt for people who love Hello Dolly, starring Bette Midler. It says, put on your Sunday clothes, ice cream sundae. Get it? It's a play on words. We also have shirts for people who are fans of Hamilton. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm giving away to one lucky person this tank top. Put on your Sunday clothes. All you have to do is you have to follow me and Broadway Life Apparel on Instagram. Also like my Facebook page and like Broadway Life Coach Facebook page. And then send me a tweet at Bret Shuford saying you've done both of those things. And I will DM you on Twitter where to send you your tank top or t-shirt, depending on what it is you want. So check out BroadwayLifeApparel.com. Right now, you can be one lucky person, and I will announce who that winner is on Instagram and on Twitter by the end of today. So you have today to do this. Cool? Today's Sunday, the 20th of August. All right, one more thing I'm going to give away. I don't know if I want to announce this yet. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. All right. So I got a little political there. I hope you guys didn't mind, but I thought I think it's kind of needed right now. The other thing I will say in defense, I will say this, okay? And this is not easy for me to admit, but I have ancestors. I keep seeing people post a lot of stuff, right? There's a lot of stuff going on in social media, and we all can chill out. I try to be very strategic about what I post and when I post it. It's got to be funny. I have to agree with it. It's got to be educational. I can't just post something that's just opinion, right? Somebody wants to make an opinion about something. Everyone has an opinion, right? I want it to be something factual, something where people can learn something and either see a different perspective or get information out of it, all right? So I keep seeing people post this thing about Donald Trump's great-grandfather being a member of the KKK. Okay, yo, come on. That's just not fair. And then they're kind of trying to relay this thing to him. All right. That was a very different time in our country. And I have ancestors who were in the KKK. I'm not proud of it, all right? I have family members who might be proud of it, not immediate family, but extended family who might be proud of it. I'm not going to lie. But I'm not proud of it. I think it's sad to me. But I don't agree with that. And so for someone to throw that on Donald Trump, I think is just incredibly unfair. So unfair. I also was pissed off at people yesterday because I loved that Tina Fey skit. I thought it was hilarious, the sheet caking thing. And we're spending time focusing on the wrong people. Like, you're going to make Tina Fey the bad person. She was just hilarious. Let's move on. There's people who are actually making policy today that we need to spend our energy talking to and reaching out to and speaking. So let's put our energy where it can really make a difference. For me, a lot of my energy I like to spend is on creating content, creating stuff that makes people feel good. And the truth is, even with everything that's going on in this world, my dreams are coming true, and yours can too. It's so simple to just keep creating. Don't wait for things to get better. Don't wait to feel safe. Just do it, right? There's too many things at our disposal to not create something that's going to help people laugh, feel good about themselves, and move them or educate them. It doesn't have to be, don't be afraid to make things. That's my point, right? So I hope you guys are enjoying the content I'm creating here on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm just going to check and see if anybody is commenting yet on here. Hey, Mark. Thank you. Got your tweet. So here's the other lucky giveaway, all right? If you join my mailing list, you gotta join my mailing list, which is on BretSchuford.com. If you aren't already on my mailing list, if you're already on my mailing list, shoot me an email. Tell me that you've done all that I said before. One person's going to get a free shirt, but join my mailing list today. Email, which is, my email is Bret@BretSchuford.com. So go to BretSchuford.com. You will get a signed photo from our photo campaign we did for Tearaway Walls. These photos were taken by Stephen Truman Gray, and they're called the Ginger Beardmen. And they were released on Gay Pride this year. Of me and Stephen with the American flag, and words and phrases that had been said to us at some point in our lives that were terms that we got from people in our lives. So it was basically us saying we still stand here. We still stand with people who are being bullied. We stand with people who being abused by cultural abuse and whatever other abuse they're suffering. Because I can tell you right now, I know what that's like. So if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and shoot me an email, Steve and I will sign these for you. We're going to send it to 2 different people, and we will mail them to you. So shoot me that email and you'll get these. I have one more giveaway before we sign off, so stick around. Any questions you guys have, shoot them to me. Just checking my Facebook. All right. You guys have any questions, thoughts you want to ask? Don't forget to leave them over here in the sidebar. All right, one more thing I want to tell you guys, and this is slightly personal, all right? I think I've shared this before, but Stephen and I very much want to become dads. That's been a huge passion of ours for a while now. we were hoping to have started sooner, but you know, cost of living is high in New York City, and job security doesn't exist necessarily on Broadway, which is why I've started so many businesses, because I'm something consistent that can support our life, but also I want to be able to be of service and help others. So anyway, this week, that an organization called Men Having Babies has approved us for stage 1 of a, I forget what they call it. It's like a benefit program. They help gay couples start the process of surrogacy. And they do that by, if you're qualified, you submit an application, they look at your expenses and your income, and if you're approved, you get, through the organization, discounts on surrogacy services. So they have a whole bunch of partnerships that they work with. And initially this year, we applied for that. And because of us both working on Broadway last year on our taxes, we made too much money, which is hilarious because finances right now, we owe so much money in taxes, and I don't have that Broadway paycheck anymore, so our income depleted a lot. And I coach, but it's not a lot. I'm not making a lot of money as a coach. So it was very disappointing. We were a little bummed considering where we are right now. We were kind of hoping that we could start the process, because it could take up to a year or 2 years to, and I don't want to wait too much longer. Well, we got an email yesterday, maybe it was the day before. We got an email the day before yesterday from the organization that they have changed their policies and they revisited our finances, and we are approved to get stage 1 of their program, which is basically just, it's not like they're going to give us a free baby, but we can actually start to explore our options. I'm so excited, like so excited. So I think it's actually gonna shift some of what we're creating too, because I really want to take you guys on the journey of us becoming dads. I think that could be a really fun YouTube series, and something that, you know, I've been wanting to do for a long time. And this was the point of my title here, is that now, like, this was my dream, is to be a dad. It's like been a long time dream of mine, and it actually feels like that dream could come true as well. So, and Steven and I will do it together. It's so cool. Okay, last giveaway. If you go over and you follow Stephen R. Hanna on Twitter and Stephen R. Hanna on Instagram, right? And then like my Facebook page. If you're not on my Facebook page already, if you do all 3 of those things, I want you to leave a comment on my Facebook page saying that you followed Steven, you're following me on all the other things that I said, and you're also on my email list. All right, I want you to leave a Facebook comment on my Facebook page, and I will send 2 lucky people signed CDs of my EP, I Am No Prince. This could be yours. So I look forward to seeing you guys. I'm going to announce who all the winners are this evening, later tonight. So I will be looking for your messages, your emails, and your tweets. Send them my way, and I will see you guys soon. We are right at 2:30, so thanks for watching. I feel so lucky to have you guys here, and we'll talk soon. Have a great week. Bye.